Officially time to hit the panic button. Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these very, very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. And folks, it's time to hit the panic button. Are you seeing what's going on right now with this real estate market? This has been absolute insanity. It's been my honor and privilege to come alongside you. I love you guys. So many great people here at the channel participating in the comments. Iron sharpens iron. We've been doing our best to just inspire, encourage, and prepare each other for what's potentially around the corner. We knew instantly that this real estate market got too euphoric, and as good as it may feel, creating that wealth effect, we knew that there's a really good chance it might not sustain itself. In fact, I've been ringing the bell and sounding the alarm quite early. The only real estate agent in America with this type of reach doing that. And I'm really glad I did. There was times when this was all going on with this buyer herd mentality. Our phones here were just blowing up. The amount of people just so willing to go out there and enter these markets in this stimulated economy. And so we've been saying from the beginning that the dust would settle. We will pay the piper. And there's just no way this one sustains itself. And friends, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I really want to help people win. I love real estate. I want all of you to win in real estate. 95% of all millionaires made their money in real estate. It wasn't by buying at the height of a real estate bubble. It was buying outside the bubble. The heavy hitters got on the sidelines a long time ago. And we've done our best. So we've warned as many people as we can. So it's now time to be forward thinking, critical thinking, understanding what's coming, not trying to decide what happened. It doesn't matter what happened anymore, friends. It's purely what's going to happen. Picking somebody you hopefully trust to listen to that's going to get you ahead of the curve and help you win, friends. Like I said, I don't care if you just bought, you're on the sidelines. My job is to help people, and I'll continue to do that. As we move forward, I'm always going to come alongside you no matter where you're at. Talk to many of you. Many of you now are like, hey, I want out. I want to sell. A lot of you just bought during the euphoria, like I want out, I want to sell. Some of you bought just a little while ago pre-pandemic. I want out, I want to sell. Some of you got out. It's just all over the board on this one. But the reality is, friends, I've talked about this since the beginning, is one thing that's going to absolutely be a huge contributing factor in the next trend we're seeing unfold in front of our eyes in the real estate market is mainstream media. And we got to understand that's why YouTube is so great. It's because mainstream media is just reporting on things that have been handed down from some newsroom. They're not free thinkers. They're not getting you ahead of the curve. They don't want to see you actually win. They just report what they're told to report. And like I've said before, as soon as mainstream media starts to report on these things, it's the nail in the coffin of the housing market. And we're seeing that right now. We're actually seeing mainstream media start to talk about is there a foreclosure crisis coming? And that's bad, friends. I hate to say that because it's going to have, we could avoid a lot of this if it wasn't for mainstream media. Mainstream media, if it bleeds, it leads. They're going to report on things that they think they're going to get ratings, and they don't care if it hurts you. They don't care. So when I start seeing mainstream media start to now report on, is there a foreclosure crisis around the corner, it's just going to accelerate it because we've talked about it. There is going to be one. And it's been really interesting to watch this whole thing unfold because, in this whole stimulated economy, the buying herd mentality, the euphoria that we saw unfold, I started warning people, listen, what goes up will come down. We're defying gravity. This one won't sustain itself. No, Scott, this time is different because the last bubble was loose lending. And you guys all know it doesn't matter what puts us into a real estate bubble. The facts are we got ourselves into one. The catalyst that put us there is not as important. We got to get out of the problem and into the solution. So you've got to be, a forward thinker. You've got to acknowledge the elephant in the room. But many people drank the Kool-Aid. They thought this thing would sustain itself. It's no fault of theirs. We've seen a lot. I've talked to many of you. I just talked to a subscriber yesterday, and they were saying that they sold their house in the height of this buying euphoria a year ago. A couple millennials overpaid to get that house. It was the millennials that they just never have lived through a housing cycle firsthand. But the realities are, we've talked about this, the markets have always had booms and busts and bubbles, and they historically always pop. So it was really kind of shocking to me to see people so closed-minded that this one would be different when we've always had bubbles pop, booms and bust. And this was not a garden variety bubble. It was a super bubble. So I found it very alarming, even as an industry guy. But the main thing is because I lived through the last real estate bubble, even suffered the effects of that. And we will be talking about that moving forward, because this is going to become very relevant moving forward. I'm going to have to navigate many of you and your friends and family, and your job's to help me do that, get through this thing, because there's a great chance we are in fact going to see, in my anticipation, by next year at this time, we will in fact be in the throes of a massive foreclosure crisis. And it could happen sooner. Like, I'm not ruling that out. We've been very, very lucky in terms of predicting time frames on what we could potentially see with the market. I could reach back to past videos where I said by this summer, and I said this 6 months ago, by this summer we're going to see inventory flood these markets. We're seeing it. I said by the end of the year, this Christmas, which is still yet to be seen, we will in fact be in the throes of a recession. And we're going to start to see the cracks display themselves in a very, very big way. And again, like I said, this is not to alarm or scare people. This is so when it happens, they're less paralyzed by fear, because at least they've heard somebody talk about it in a way that hopefully makes sense. Listen, friends, it is very hard to argue with the truth. It is very hard I know many of you have tried. You can't argue with the truth. And I'm speaking the truth, my friends. And by next year, we will see, in fact, foreclosures start to manifest. It's happening right now as we speak. And you're going to see a lot of people trying to sell you that there's foreclosures available right now. But the reality is, you don't need to go chase those lists down for foreclosures. You will see it when, and I'm already seeing it. Are you? I'm seeing for sale signs, new listing, open houses now. Craziness, where I used to only see buyer need, buyer need, buyer need. Now it's new listing. The flip has occurred. We are in right now. The flip is happening, and I know you're seeing it. So when you're going to start seeing, you will know when it's way too early. My anticipation next year, and stay close to the channel, because I'm going to guide you through, because I know a lot of us are planning on forming investment groups and going and buying properties. I always say minimize risk by getting an investment group. Create your own. I don't like crowdfunding, buying, giving someone else my money and hope they go invest it right. I like to be very hands-on with my investments. I don't want somebody handling, especially real estate, because tenant placement, all those things are so critical. No one's going to do a better job placing tenants than you, because you're the only one that has the added interest that really needs to make that happen. We're going to be talking about a lot of these things moving forward, because I've been doing this for a long, long time, working in and around real estate, especially in the property management realm. Again, my job is to create investors out of you, not primary home buyers. God, I want my dream home, and that's so silly. You can't think like that. Listen, friends, all you really should be concerned with, in my opinion, and I can only suggest what I'm doing myself, is creating income in real estate so you can have free time and be less tied to your day job if you have one, or just create personal wealth or enjoy working in and around real estate. It's an absolute blast to be in real estate. But I'll tell you one thing that happens every time I sell you your primary home, your first home, your only home. Guess what happens every single time? It becomes all about the home. You don't own the home. It owns you. You're tied to it. You have no time to do anything else. But this weekend, I'm going to be working on the house. Listen, you're better off renting where you live and owning other rental properties so you can detach from this anchor that owns you. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? I think you do. In final thoughts today, friends, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, somebody who wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life, knowing that buying in the height of the biggest real estate bubble ever artificially produced in human history might not bring that. Buying outside the bubble for pennies on the dollar quite possibly could. We're going to navigate you through that. But my job right now is to ring the bell and sound the alarm and let you know mainstream media is about to tip these markets, and it's going to be a complete flip-flop. In the market, we're just going to see it. By next year at this time, I predict we are going to be talking about foreclosures, because that will be the next headline that's going to probably be dominating mainstream media. But we're already seeing them now warning of that because they're trying to get ratings. Stay close to channels like this that hopefully you trust, where it's not being handed down from a newsroom, but somebody that's a free thinker, boots on the ground, heat mapping the industry for you. If you appreciate the content, I do want to humbly ask you to give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate here in America, there's an email for you. I have the biggest network of top agents in the world ready to assist you. If you're watching from your television set today, another video is in your screen at this time I think you would enjoy, along with an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time today. Please go make it count. I'll see you on the next video.